everybody, it's me Stacey here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and it's time for Saturday with Stacey, YouTube number 206. This YouTube, you're just gonna have to go with me on it. This is definitely a technique YouTube, and you're going to want to, at the very least, make a note of what YouTube number this is so you're able to refer back to it. In fact, if you place an order online, go into the notes section of your order where it says comments and just write YouTube number 206. That way when you get your package, you can look and say, oh, it goes to YouTube number 206. But we also put it on the packaging. This is the next collection of Simply Refined dies. And in my crazy mind, my can't sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning, oh, let's try this. I come up with some pretty wacky stuff, and this one is definitely on there. I wanted something so awesome and totally usable, but bigger than you've probably ever seen it in a die. I don't think anybody's done this in the die. Not this size. I wanted to give you options. So that's what I've got for you today. The collection is called Slide On Over. Slide On Over. And the names also just pop in my head. The names of the collections, it's like, oh, that sounds good. Slide on over. That's what it is. So I've got that for you today. I also have the make and take that we're doing downstairs, and Stamperia is here from Italy. They are here in my store. They flew in from Italy only for Scrapbooking Made Simple. We are doing 5 classes with them over the next 2 days. Each class would cost $100. They cost $100, but Scrapbooking Made Simple and Stamperia are paying for all of our local peeps. All of our people are driving from Arizona and from Nevada and San Francisco and I mean, to take this class because it is free. And man, when a class is $100, no matter how much you love it, you really have to think about that. But when you get an opportunity to learn technique and product and beautiful things, and it's not going to cost you anything, that makes my heart happy that we're able to do that for our customers, because $100 is a lot of money. And I would rather you learn how to create and be crafty, and then take that $100 or the $20 or even the $10 that maybe you have and go buy product with it that then you can use to do what you just learned how. So anyway, I'm very excited and very humbled, and heartfelt thanks to Stamperia for coming out to see Scrapbooking Made Simple. We hope that they come back next year. Hint, hint. I guess we'll have to see how this year goes. Anyway, we've got a lot going on, including Winter Chicken Dinner. Now, last week I did the Do Crafts cut and emboss folders, which are also exclusive to Scrapbooking Made Simple right now. And there were 5 new cut and emboss folders. And if you've never seen an embossing folder, a true embossing folder that will also cut like a die, go back to 205 and watch it, because they are rock star. Dan, the Do Craft man, and his team have lived up to expectation. They are awesome. And that's what I'm giving away today to 2 lucky winners, because we always pick 2 lucky winners from each YouTube. How do you get a chance to be a winner chicken dinner here at Scrapbooking Made Simple? Just post a comment on this YouTube. Keep it kind. Just be nice. Talk about anything. Talk about the fact that the sun is shining and you've been waiting to see the sun. Talk about the fact that it's raining and you need the rain. Talk about anything that you learned to make a new dish, that your hubby or your wife surprised you with something, that your kids said, I loved you, without any prompting whatsoever. Okay, that almost brings tears to my eyes. But that's a pretty happy moment when your kids just say, Mom, Dad, I love you. And I was like, the first thought is, what do you want? But then when it's true and they don't want anything, it's just like, oh. So our winter chicken dinners are going to win the full collection of Do Crafts cut and emboss folders that I showed last week. And are you ready to hear if it's you? Now, don't forget, you have to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Scrapbooking Made Simple. You have to have a YouTube username and login, and then search for Scrapbooking Made Simple. You'll see my face, and then subscribe to our channel, and then you can post a comment on this YouTube. But These 2 lucky winners already have done all of that, and that's what makes them winner chicken dinners. All right, if you are Jody Elaine Weinbrenner. Jody Elaine Weinbrenner, congratulations! Good for you, Jody Elaine. Do you go by both names, Jody Elaine? Do you just go by Elaine? Do you just go by Jody? Well, it doesn't matter, Jody Elaine Weinbrenner. You're a winner chicken dinner no matter what name you go by. I sometimes go by Hey You. You know, when I was growing up, my parents, they would go through all my brothers and sisters' name before they finally got to me. It was like, whatever. It's all good. So Jody Elaine Weinbrenner, congratulations. You've won that complete bundle from Do Crafts. But you're not alone. You have a friend. Who is your friend who has also become a winner chicken dinner? Sue Spitzbergen. Sue Spitzbergen, congratulations. I love your name. It just flows. Sue Spitzbergen. That's it's so happy. It's a happy name. Congratulations, Sue. That's awesome. How are you 2 ladies going to claim your prize here at Scrapbooking Made Simple? Easy. You're going to go to scrapbookingmadesimple.com. You're going to look for the link that says winner chicken dinner. You're going to click it. You're going to follow the directions. You're going to send us an email. We're going to confirm that you really are the winner chicken dinner. You would be surprised, trust me. And then, as time permits, we're going to get these prizes out to you, and you are going to have happy mail in your mailbox from Scrapbooking Made Simple. So congratulations, Sue and Jody Elaine. Don't forget to claim your prize. You have 30 days to do so, and if not, it goes into the unclaimed prizes, which we use for our anniversary sale. All right, so with that out of the way, I think I am going to tilt down and we are going to get started today. Again, well, actually really quick, I said I had to eat some crow in one of my Facebook postings, and I do. So I'm just going to get that out of the way right now. This is the first die where I ever wanted to put directions on how to put the die together. The base die, the main die. It's the first die I've ever wanted to give you directions on how to put this die together. And I don't like it when manufacturers give you no directions at all. They give you a die and you have to figure it out by yourself. Well, in writing these directions, I had about 22 people read the same directions. Then we modified them and they read them again. It is amazing that 22 different people can read the exact same words and take it 22 different ways. Oh my gosh, these directions on this packaging was like, I get it. I understand. They just as soon give you nothing because it's hard, but I'd rather give you something and hopefully you're able to follow through and follow the directions. And if not, well, that's what this YouTube is for, than to give you nothing. But for those manufacturers who do their best to put some form of a direction on a die to tell you how to use it, I feel you, I get you, and I humbly apologize. It is just as difficult as you say it is. Now that I've had to do it, I understand. It is not easy. And I should know better because I've been married for almost 22 years. It's like giving it to that many people and all of them looking at it and reading it in a completely different way, even though the words didn't change. It's kind of like being married. Honey, I know I have asked Michael. I know I have said to Michael certain things, and then I say, okay, what did you hear me say? And what he has come back with was like, I didn't say any of that. Where did you get that from? I just asked you to go to the store, pick up some milk, and on the way stop by the bank. And what did you hear? You heard something completely different. So I should have known, being married for so many years, that it's difficult to get everybody on the same playing field. So I tried with my directions. In fact, where are they? I tried. Oh, here's the back of it. So I tried. Here it is. I gave it my all. But what I really did, most importantly, is that at the top, if you can't understand the directions, I gave you the YouTube number to go back and look at. At least I have that. But I tried. So for those manufacturers who at least attempt, thank you. I appreciate you. And I apologize if I thought it was just Easy peasy, because I have learned my lesson. And for those manufacturers who don't give you anything, well, I still think you should. You should try. You have to try. You know, and if that means that you have to take a few phone calls and walk them through cutting the die yourself, well, okay, that's what you should do. That's what we do here. All right, I'm gonna tilt down for the day and we're gonna get started. Are you ready? Down we go. Oh, I hope you can take notes. We're just gonna work through this. Oh, wrong direction. Eventually I'm going to learn. Straighten myself out a little bit. Okay. So what do I have here? Here I have the make and take that's going on downstairs right now. We always have the free in-store make and take. Even though Stamperia is here doing their classes, I'm out there doing my class too. Doesn't cost anything to come do it, and it is using some of the dies from the new Slide On Over collection. So we're doing it in the pink, or the blue. That's not pink, and the pink. There we go, pink and blue. So I wanted to show you that, and we'll have other samples, that even though this die set is meant for one thing, there's a million different ways to use it, and more importantly, it's all interchangeable. That's what's really important, is that you're going to be able to use and interchange quite a bit of it. So there's the make and take. I can't get that tag in straight. And yes, even the words on your big day come with one of the dies. So I've got a lot to show you, but the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring over the main die set. And I'm going to bring over the 4 sets that go with it. This is the A4 die set. Now when I say A4, it means this size. This is the template. This is A4. So everything in here will fit in your Big Shot, Big Kick, Vagabond, Fabby Big Shot, Vintage Big Shot. It will also fit obviously in a Spellbinder Grand Caliber or anything that's wider. But if the die cutting machine that you have is just a standard 6-inch die cutting machine, 6-inch wide, you're good, you're gold. Every single piece of this die is going to work with it. And we've added so much more because I had so much space to work with. So I loaded it as much as I could because I'm paying for this much metal. And if I'm paying for this much metal, I'm gonna get as much out of it as I can for you. And everything here, all of it is $29.99, which is, as you guys know, it's a rock star price. But to go along with this set are 4 corresponding sets. So here we have the ticket. Here we have the base, just a square. Here we have the pocket. Look a little familiar. Hello. Look a little familiar. I can hear USPS out there zapping away. So the pocket. And then we've got the label. So these 4 are the I Want It All bundle. And trust me, if you don't want to make what we're making today and you just want to get these, wait till you see all the different ways we use them. So many different ways with so many words. You've got On Your Big Day, you've got the beautiful butterfly, you've got happy birthday, you've got for someone special, everything, layers, and it's just, they're wonderful. But we're going to start with this die. The main part of this die is right here. This is what I wanted. This is what I really, really wanted. All of this was because there was extra room. This is all the free stuff. This is what I had to have. And what does it make? Well, it makes this. Pretty cool, huh? Oh, I've got it upside down. That's not good. So it makes a slider card. I hear him zapping and beeping out there. That's what this die makes the base for your slider card. Now this is a large slider card. There is a company called Pinecone Press, and they made these cute little boxes. It was about half the size of this card. And they were darling, and they're a slider. But I wanted something that was a true A2 size. And we have people ask all the time, Stacey, what does that mean? Well, an A2 size means that the card is about 5.5 by 4.25. So 5.5 by 4.25. So if your card is 5.5 by 4.25, it's an A2 size card. And A2 fits through a Big Shot. A2 is also very easy to find envelopes for. A2 cards require no additional postage. A2 cards are the most common size greeting card in the United States. And they're it's just darling. So I'm going to start with this one because I want to start with the base. And the base die is where it has to begin. I'm going to just pull this right over here so I don't lose it. And I'm going to start with a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. You need a 12 by 12 sheet of paper because even though it's wide enough, it's not too wide to go through a Big Shot machine. It is long, but you can use a 12 by 12 sheet of paper without any problem whatsoever. And I am just going to cut this. And I can hear some of you, I love some of your comments. I read them, I do, and your comments say, some of them say, oh, it drives me crazy when you freehand something. I live dangerously. What can I say? I'm a wild and crazy kind of girl. Okay. So I don't care that I freehanded because I'm going to die cut. Then I'm going to bring over my Big Shot machine. It's just my regular Big Shot machine. There's nothing special here. I'm not using a precision base plate. I'm not using a magnetic platform. I am just using my Big Shot machine. However, I am using the extended multi-purpose platform that it came with. I am using that, which is something we don't often use because I don't have things that are this big that require this much space. This die does. Now, this comes with your Big Shot machine. The plates, the cutting plates to go with it, do not. Why? I have no idea, but Ellison opted to give you the really big platform with the really small plates. It's not me, it's them, and it's their decision, and they have, I'm sure, market research to show why they chose it, but this size plate, cutting plate, is not going to work. You're going to need the extended plates. Now, the nice thing about it is once you have the extended plates, of course, you could have lots of dies on here, and you could roll them all through at once. Then you get lots of workspace. But you are going to have to pick up these plates at some point to be able to use this die. And we will have these plates on a YouTube Yummy for you, absolutely. And we'll even do, we'll do at least 20% off on them so that you can get them. But you already have the extended multi-purpose platform. It came with your machine. I really wish that they would just include the big plates too. And that way you're done. If you have something small and you want to cut it, you're fine. If you have something big and you want to cut it, but that's a conversation to be had and I'm working on it. Remember, it took me a really long time to get the small standard platform back, so I don't know how long it's going to take me to do this. All right. I want you to see I accidentally cut into my do not cut plate. I don't know, can you see that? It's right there. So it does happen. It happens to the best of us. It happens to all of us. Don't worry. It's still a do not cut plate. It's not like it's been cut into again and again and again, and don't freak out about it. It's okay. So I am going to take my paper. Oh, a little bit big. Cut off some of these ends, just a little bit. And I can already hear, see, if you had measured it and trimmed it, you're right, if I had. But what fun would that be? Okay, so I've got my extended multi-purpose platform completely closed because you want to do a wafer die. That's what these dies are. Simply Refined dies are wafer dies. I've got my cut plate on it. I have got my paper. and my die with the ridges facing down because I'm cutting into this plate. And then my do not cut plate, even though it's got a cut, on top. So I want to cut this base out. I want to cut this base envelope out for my slide on over slider card. I'm going to give you a forewarning. It's going to sound terrible. You're going to hear the worst creaks and cracks and bumps and thumps. It's okay. The reason is I have to cut. This is a straight edge die. It's a straight right there, and it's got to get under that roller. And for it to do that, it makes the loudest ka-thump. But this die is too big for me to rotate slightly so I can get away from that ka-thump. So when you hear it, you can cringe, but know that it's going to be okay. Ready? Told you. Told you. And then when it's going through the creases, and then at the end, there's going to be another ka-thump. Ready? Ka-thump. Now, if I want to, I can roll it back just to be sure, although it's an open frame die, so it shouldn't have any problem. And it always rolls back easier. All right. So I'm going to pull it on out. Trash. There's my base. Here's my die. Still happy day, not a problem. It's doing great. And I have got the base for my slide on over card. Now we've given you score lines, so you don't have to try and figure out where the score lines are. And I'm just going to fold on my score lines. And that will give me the beginnings of my card. Now, what's the rest of the stuff on here? Well, this die will make a mat to go on top if you want to do a different color. And this die fits on top of that so you can start decorating. And then you've got all the little bits and pieces. This die makes a mat so I could cut it out of a different colored paper, and then I could pick up this die. And this die can fit on top. And this one's got the beautiful butterfly. So the rest of these dies are meant to help decorate. You've got layering pieces, you've got nesting pieces, you've got words, you've got you're invited, you've got surprise, you've got hello, you've got, I mean, there's just, you've got wonderful words, thank you. And these can be used, the words can be used at any time. The layering pieces, the nesting pieces can be used at any time. The butterflies and the flowers and the stars and even the fronts can be used on just basic cards. Doesn't have to be on the slide on over card. You can do just basic cards with everything. And all of this was the add-on. This was the free stuff. It was this that I had to have so that I could get you here. Now I'm going to put these aside. And I'm going to bring over my ticket die. Or I guess it's the label-y one. No, it's the tickety one. This piece here is what's going to make the pieces that slide in and slide out. That's what's going to do it, is this piece here. But what if you don't ever want to do a slider card? What else would you do with this piece? Wait, I'm going to show you. It's Rockstar. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I need to cut 2 of these because I have my slider card's gonna open in, it's got 2 sides to it. So I need to cut 2 pieces of paper. And I am just gonna grab 2 pieces of 6x6 paper. I'm gonna lay that on there and I'm gonna bring back over my machine. Now I'm not gonna change anything because I'm still using a wafer die. So I'm still using a super thin wafer die. Thinlits, framelits, Simply Defined, Simply Refined dies, Memory Box, Tonic Studios, those are all wafer dies. Spellbinders has wafer dies. And I'm going to put my paper down. This time I'm gonna maybe, well, I wanna keep it straight. Well, okay, so this time if I put it at a slight angle, can you see that I've put my die? Instead of running my die through like this, I'm gonna run it through like this. So when this part hits the roller, it doesn't hit it all at the exact same time. It'll feed this in and then slowly, well actually it'll feed this in and then slowly feed the rest of it in. And that's gonna help it from going ka-thump. So just take it at a slight angle. I'm gonna try and cut 2 pieces of paper at the exact same time, put my cut plate right back on top and send it on through. Because this is an open frame die, which means there's nothing in the middle of it, it's just a big old frame, I don't need to use a precision base plate at all. Yay! So I have now cut 2 pieces of paper out. Here's my leftovers, throw it away, bring that over here. And I've got my red, the beginnings of my red slider card. Now when you use the slider card, you need to look at this piece. It's kind of like a spool, like you would run ribbon around it or thread around it. And that's the main piece that you need to focus on. I'm gonna try and do this backwards, so it's as if it was facing you at home. When you're working with this, you want that spool piece to be facing you. So I want, if you were not here, if we were not doing this together on a Saturday while you're drinking your tea and maybe even ironing, if I could send you my ironing, holy smokes, artichokes. But if you were not here, I would have that facing me. I'm going to have it facing you. Now, we need to put something around that spoolie part that's gonna make the mechanism work. It's gotta work, right? The easiest thing to use is simple plastic. Now, it doesn't matter if it comes from, oh, I don't know, let's say the packaging that the die comes in. Do you know how many you could make, how many slider cards you could make off of this one piece of plastic? My guess, about 24 to 30 that you could make using that piece of plastic. You don't want to use that plastic? Okay, go get inexpensive Ziploc baggies, the gallon size. Well, you could probably get away with the quart size too, because all you need is one piece to be, you need the total length to be about 9 3/4. What I'm using here is a piece of our bags here at Scrapbooking Made Simple. So these are the bags we give to our customers when you shop here. You get this really great Ziploc bag that's got this really nice hole, and people don't ever bring these back because they put different projects in them. They store their projects in them for when they want to work on them. They're really lovely bags. They don't have any branding on them, but I would rather not have a branded bag, but have one that's really cool that you could put, like if you have a SeaWorld page to work on and a graduation page to work on, but you're not ready to work on them, but you bought the paper for it and all the embellishments to keep everything together so that when you're ready, you can even put the pictures in there. When you're ready, you just grab the bag and everything's organized for you. So I would rather have that than a bag that's got my name on it. I know my name. I'm good. Okay, so I took our bags and I cut them. And they need to be maybe a 1/2 inch wide, maybe a little wider. Boy, I really mucked this one up. Okay, there's the outside. I've there we go. They need to be no wider than the spool because you need to be able to wrap it around. What's also really important is that you don't want too many kinks in them. You don't want, like this, see how it's got the sealed edges to close the bag? I need to get rid of those. Those need to go bye-bye because if I try to do it with those on there, they're gonna get stuck. They're not gonna make the rotate. So I'm gonna cut it off on both sides. What does that mean? That means I now can make 2 slider cards because now I've got 2 pieces. Now you want to kind of wrap it around and gauge. We put the directions on the back, we did. It says about 9.5 to 9 3/4. You want it a little bit loose. You don't want to make it so tight. You're not trying to get it down there so that it's tight like ribbon. You want it to have a little bit of give so that it can slide back and forth, so it can go along and move. It needs to move. So I'm just gonna go ahead and give myself a nice little cut right about there. I think that's pretty good. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of Stacey tape. I've got a little bit of Stacey tape sticking to me. Ah, don't stick to me. I'm going to use the thicker tape. This one's sticking to me. Okay, so a little bit of Stacey tape. I've got a 1/4 inch right here. Pull a little piece off. Remember, you don't have to cut it. It rips. I used to say it's terrible, but it's not terrible. It's terrible. There we go. And I'm just going to put that right down on my plastic. Now, it is important that you don't have any adhesive coming off either side. See how I've got a little adhesive coming off that side? I need to pull up my liner. To expose my sticky. And see how I've got a little bit coming off the side? I'm not going to bother cutting that. I'm just going to grab it and I'm going to bend it back in on itself. Because it is double stick tape, so you can do that. Then I'm going to wrap it around my little spool and I'm just going to put my top right over it. My end to my, okay. So you can see it's got some give. It's not, I didn't do it so that it's so tight. That would be too tight. Can you see how mine's got some give? And then I'm going to move it all the way over to one side, and that's where I want it to stay. Now, I cut these 2 pieces of paper, but what am I going to do with them? And why do they have a notch in them? Okay, this was a thought process. These 2 pieces of paper, you're going to want to slide like this, right? That's how it's meant to work. So if we had 2 pieces of paper, let's just say we had these 2 pieces of paper and we didn't put any notches in them, how would you know which paper to grab? You would be grabbing both of them. It would be almost impossible to pull the top and the bottom. You wouldn't know which is the top and the bottom. So by putting the little notches in there, it keeps you, because obviously you can't grab, I can only grab the top piece because that notches in there. It won't let me grab the bottom, and I can pull. I can't grab the top piece of this yellow because that notch is there. That ensures that you're able to pull. That's an important thing. Now, when you're putting these together, you want to think, which piece of paper do I want facing out? What do I want to see? When somebody opens this card, what do I want them to see? And both of those pieces of paper have to be facing you, but they're going to get sandwiched. The little spoolie is going to get sandwiched in between the 2 of them. Now, we tried to make it easy for you. See this hole? That tells you where to put your tape. So you don't have to guess. So you've got your paper here. But if I put my tape right here, that's not going to tape down to here. I have to put it on the back side. So the first one that goes on the front of my spool has to go on the back side of my paper, and that's easy. Just put your back side in. And where that hole is, that's where your tape goes. Take another little piece of my 1/4 inch tape. Just put it right in there. Pick up. Oh, did I move my thing? Okay, let's put it right back in there. Make sure I don't slide. I'm not ready to slide yet. It's too soon. Now let's put, oh, see, there I did. Now let's put it down. Okay. So now I've got my Stacey tape on the back. All I have to do is pull up my liner. And line it up. So I'm going to line up the bottom with the bottom, the corner with the corner, and give a press. So now I've got my first one done. Now I've got my other piece. And remember, I don't want to see the white part. I don't want it to slide out like that. I want it to slide out like this. So I'm going to take, this time I need this to be taped here. So this time I'm going to use the front. I'm just going to line this right on up. Put my die right on in. Turn it over, and that's where I put my tape. So we've given you the guide as to where to put that tape so you don't have to guess. If it's a little bit bigger, that's okay. If it's a little bit smaller, that's okay. It just can't be any wider than your plastic piece. Is mine wider than my plastic? It is. Look at that. Mine's wider than my plastic piece. Oh, that's not going to work. So I'm going to push that back down. Can't be any wider than your plastic piece. Boy, am I glad I looked. Peel off my liner. And just line it up. So you're sandwiching your spoolie part. You're sandwiching that spool. Now it may take you probably 2 times before you get it done and you get it done right. So the first 2 times you play with this, you're just going to use random paper. Just random paper. See, I did. I went to, is it taped down? I need to turn it my way or I can't see what I'm doing. There we go. So we're almost there. Oh, then I just made my little piece. There we go. Roundy. Ah, see where my tape is? You want to keep that. There we go. Okay, so now all I have to do is close it up. Remember, I kept my tape piece here, kind of towards the end. And you want to keep it as flat as you possibly can. You want to keep it nice and flat, because that's going to help it go over the curve. It needs to go over the curve. Down. Okay, and then I can seal this up. And I can put a piece of tape along the top edge here and hide it inside. So it would be red to red. Make sure you've got a really good score line, or I can take it to the outside. It's whichever you're most comfortable with. I'm just going to get this down really quick just so you can see. Yep, and I should have used something a little bit thinner. My 1/8 would be better, but that's okay. fold it right back on into itself because it was a little bit too wide. And then I can tape it on down. Now, because this is a bigger card, it is better to do 2 hands to make it go in and out. Ta-da! How cute is that? And then you can decorate. Oh my gosh. Then you have all the dies that you want to then go in and decorate. You can decorate the front. You can take the die that comes with the set and you can decorate the inside. You have options. And these dies, the inside dies, will work with the other outside dies that make the slider piece. They all are meant to go together. Oh, isn't that so cute? It is better to use 2 hands because of the size. If this was smaller, it would be easier with 1 hand, but it's better to use 2 hands to make everything work, and it just is easy peasy. And now you make it what you want to make it. This is so cute on the front. I want to pop out those little bits and pieces. They're not all out, and it's driving me crazy. How cute is that on the front? Let's see, a little bit, just put a little bit of tape down just so it stays there. Didn't get all the bits and pieces out, and every time I look, there's another bit and piece I didn't get out. But that's okay, you get the idea. That's what makes you guys you. I don't have to finish it for you guys to understand that it's now yours to decorate. Down. And remember, the die comes with all of those layering pieces and the words. And now I could take this die and let's just grab some red paper really quick and a pair of scissors. And this die, did I cut too? Oh, I didn't. Happy day. Thought maybe I cut too small. Let's bring my machine over. I'm gonna cut this piece out, which is gonna act as a mat. These are happy cards. Happy cards. So I've got the mat, and I don't know if you can see, it's got a little coinage all the way around it. So I could pull this out, and now I could mat that on either side. Are you getting where I'm going? And then, oh, this paper doesn't really match, but that's okay. Then I could take this die and this die and cut this out. So let's do that really quick because this is a decor die. This is a decor die. So it cuts into, it doesn't cut all the way out. So I'm gonna leave that there. I'm gonna put that that way. I'm gonna cut this one more time. Put it on a little bit of an angle so it doesn't make any noise. It's just a 1 roll because it's an open frame die. You don't need any more than that. And then I could take my decor die. So right now I've got the same, I just did another frame. Super cute. I can take my decor die, line my decor die up, and if you have a precision base plate, this is where it's a good time to use it. So I'm just going to bring mine over. Do you have to use it? These dies are not incredibly intricate, so you should be able to use it on your regular machine, but you may have to go through a 3-pass time. On a precision base plate, chances are it's not going to be that much. So I'm going to cut this shape into that. And again, these aren't overly intricate dies, so if you don't have a precision base plate, you're just going to have to go back, forth, but you're going to rotate each time. Even on a precision base plate, I rotate. But we made these dies so they're not overly intricate, so if you didn't have a precision base plate, you would still be okay. And it all just kind of falls out, which is a happy day, which I can then put on top of my red. And now I've got that, which then I can put on top of my yellow and glue that down. Everything has to be glued down nice and tight. And look at how cute they're getting. And everything, all of it, it's all interchangeable. I could use one of the other plates if I wanted to do. And if I didn't like the edge on this one, well, I've got 3 other edges for you. You've got a total of 4. Here's the label-y edge. Here's the pocket edge. And here's just the basic square edge. And they all have detail in them. They all have stitched edges or little dots or little dashes, and they've got words, and they're just so cute. They are just so cute. 2 hands, and you're good to go. And when you give it to somebody, what a surprise. What a woohoo! It makes my heart happy. I can't help myself. You can put somebody's picture in here, a graduation picture, a baby picture. You could do these in baby colors and have the baby picture here and all the information about when the baby arrived. Oh my gosh, you can have a save the date with all the information. There is so much to be done with these dies. You can put it as a surprise. You've got options. It's what is it do you want to do? Or you don't have to do this at all, and you can just make. You can just make a beautiful card. No slider at all. And just make a beautiful card using all of the elements, and Let's Celebrate comes with it. I love my collection. But are you kidding me? When I was talking to Tonic, because Tonic is the one who manufactures Simply Refined for me, and I said, this is what we're doing. And they said, uh-huh. And I said, no, really? This is what we're doing, and this is the size I want it, and it has to work. Oh, I'm off there. It has to work, and it has to be fabulous, and you have to be able to do more with it than just this. So these are the designs I want. This is my thought process behind it. Let's get figuring out the engineering of it. And it all happened with this die. This is the start, and then you have these to add to. Then you have these, and we give you the guide for the tape. We give you what you need. It's easy peasy. I have no idea how long this YouTube is, but I don't care. I'm going to cut one more. I'm just going to cut one more. Not the whole thing. I'm not going to decorate it out. I'm just going to cut a base and the 2 pieces again. Just to show you one more time. I've got my piece of purple paper cut in half. I've got it on my extended multi-purpose platform. I've got my die on there. I've got my do not cut plate on the top, even though I cut into mine. It's okay, it happens. I do it too. Oh well. I'm gonna send it through. You're gonna hear the worst noise. I know. Okay. And then I can send it right back. And the only reason why I'm sending it back is because I want those score lines to be really good. Pull it over. There's my base. Here's my die on my score lines. Give it a really good fold. Give it a really good fold. And then on my little lip, give it a really good fold. You've got your base done. Remember, the spool is what's going to look at you when you're putting it together. You're going to hold that spool right there and have it look at you. I'm just going to grab 2 pieces of paper. Those are pretty. I'm going to bring my machine back over. I don't need to change anything because I'm still cutting a wafer die. Put my 2 pieces of paper down. Put my slide on over inside down. Put my top plate on and send it on through. I've got both cuts. My die. Throw my trash away. And move my machine out of the way. I have got my poly bag, my bag that I'm gonna cut. I can take my trimmer, because with my bags, my trimmer will actually cut. I'm gonna cut about 1/2 of an inch to 3/4 of an inch, but no bigger. Easy peasy. Try it with your trimmer in a Ziploc baggie. So one of my bags, holy smokes, my bags are like 13, 14 inches long. They will do a lot of these because then I need to cut off my little ends. Remember, I can't have any seams in there. I need them to be as flat as possible because I need for it to go around the bend. So I'm gonna cut it off. And when I do that, it gives me then 2 strips to use. I'm gonna come on over and just kind of measure. We say 9.5 to 9 3/4. You guys can just take it and wrap it right around. You don't want it too tight. You want it nice and kind of loosey-goosey. Just kind of eyeball it. I'm gonna put a piece of Stacey tape no wider than the width of my plastic, because then it'll stick to the paper, and then if it's not moving, that's the problem. Your tape is too wide. I'm just gonna cut me a little piece. I want it to go up and down. Take my liner off to expose my sticky. If any of it is sticking over, I'm just gonna stick it back in on itself because it's double stick tape and you can do that. Then I'm gonna wrap it around my spool. Keep it a little loose. And tape it down. And then just run your finger over the top of it. As long as you don't feel any sticky, you're good. Then, again, remember, you want the spool facing you. You're going to take your first piece and you're going to want to tape it into place. So we need to tape the back side. So all you're going to do is line up your die where the little empty space is. That's where you put your tape, no bigger than that. And you see how we have it going up and down? That's how you want it, up and down. Little piece of Stacey tape right in there. Lift it up. Now your tape is perfectly aligned. Pull it off. You want to make sure that your tape is not any wider than your plastic, and you're just going to line it up. Line up your corners. A little bit more forward. And do I have that? I need this all the way down that side. Then line it up. It's upside down, but that's okay. Then I want to see this side. This side's going to have the tab there. I'm going to do the same thing, only this time I'm going to put my tape to the front because I need it to go to the back side. We're going to sandwich that spool. So I'm going to put my little guide right there. Put my tape. Put it down. Remember, it can't be any wider than the piece of plastic that you used. Pull it off and line it up again. And let's see, is it any wider? Am I wider anywhere? Yes, right there. So I'm a little wide right on this little piece here, so it's gonna stick. So I need to pull that back and push that under, get that underneath the plastic. That way it doesn't stick. Yay! Oh, it makes my heart happy. And then all I have to do is close it up. And again, if you want to put the tab on the inside to hide it, it's entirely up to you. So then you would just take your tape and put purple to purple. Make sure that that piece of paper is underneath the flap and go purple to purple. Or you can just go right along the outside. Put a little piece of tape just to hold it in place. Peel up my liner. See how my tape is sticking out? It's okay, it's double stick tape. All you have to do is fold it right down on top of each other. And now you've got a nice clean line, and you can just close it up. They make me oh, look it, I did it right after all. They make me smile. Remember, use two hands. It's easier to get it out if you use two hands. Slides better if you use two hands because of how big it is. Super darling. Super darling. Okay, I want to show you the storyboards real quick, and then I want to show you the samples because the samples are absolutely rock star. First off, we have the Big Day slider. So, in this set, not only will it make the slider with the label edge, these are the decorative pieces that you get that can be used on anything. Doesn't have to be used as a slider. Cut that right off, and you've got a mat. You've got a mat a mat with a mat that can go on top with another, with another, with another, with another. Absolutely easy to use. And this is on your big day. And it's $19.99 if you buy it individually, but if you buy the 4 dies in the I Want It All, it brings them down to $14.99, which is a rock star price. Here is for someone special. So now you've got a different outside edge, different mat, different dies, and a different sentiment, all inside. And yes, you can take this and mix it with the one I just showed you. You can take this word and put it with that word. You can take that word and put it with this one. You can mix and match until your heart's content. Then we have Happy Birthday. So it's the birthday slider or the birthday star slider. This one's just got a very straight edge. Happy birthday can be mixed with anything. You can absolutely take this star and use it with this set. Absolutely. And then we have, last but not least, the butterfly slider. So the star and the butterfly really go with the slider base die, because we've given you the star and the butterfly to be able to do the fronts of all of the slider cards. So these will do the insides, and what comes with the base die will go on front. So the star and the butterfly. But I love the roses. I think the roses, the 2 florals, are actually my favorite, because I love the flowers and I love the roses. So this is slide on over birthday slider. Then we have the actual base die. And the only thing that is going to make that slider, it's that one base die. So if you never want to make a slider card, but you want to do everything else, you want to make fun cards and beautiful cards and stunning cards, and you want to use everything else that comes with it, because just the words alone and the nesting dies is worth the price. Oh my gosh, wait till you see. So Elena, who puts together all of the storyboards. So this is what comes into in that one die. You've got the word surprise, you've got the word thank you, you've got the beautiful flowers, you've got the layering pieces. Those layering pieces fit in here. You've got the slider base die. You've got a mat piece for both of these dies to go on top in the front so that you can mat. You've got the stars, you've got the extra stars, you've got you're invited, you've got best wishes, you've got hello, you've got let's celebrate, and then you've got the layering pieces that go with the stars. All of this is in that one package. So if you never even used this, although I can't imagine why you wouldn't, you still have all of these things that can be used on their own, independently, doing all sorts of different types of beautiful, beautiful cards and layouts and mixed media. But then Elena also put together this. Oh, what happened to my little, oh, there it is. She put together this to show you. To show you the different ones. And how they look when you've put them on your actual slider. So Elena did this so you could have a better idea. And then on top of that, Elena put together little storyboards. So here's the stars that are in the star set, but and this has got the straight edge. So the stars come with the straight edge. But then she mixed with that star base the roses. And then she mixed the butterflies with the straight edge. And then she mixed the label edge with the straight edge. Can you see all the different things you can do? So here Here we have the label edge, and this is how the label edge comes, just like this. But then she took the roses and matched the roses with the label edge. Then she took the pocket and matched the pocket with the label edge. Then she took the stars and she matched the stars with the label edge. Then she took the roses, and the roses come with that little ticket edge. But then she took the butterfly in the pocket, or the pocket, and matched it with the ticket edge. And she took the label and matched it with the ticket edge. Can you see how they all are meant, the stars with the ticket edge, they're all meant to mix and match, and all the words will mix and match. Lastly, here's the pocket, the cute little pocket edge. Here's the roses, the flowers with the pocket edge, the stars with the pocket edge, the flowers with the pocket edge. Everything is meant to go together. But that's not all that they do. Remember, I told you not only can they do cards. This one's by Claire. And the first one I showed you is by Claire. Not only can they do cards, but they're perfect for mini albums. They're all the right, you have all the different ends, all the different shapes, all the layering pieces, all the mats. Here you've got the straight edge, here you've got the label edge. You've got all the embellishments, here you've got the pocket edge. All the mats are included, so you know everything's going to fit. And Claire did a mini album. Ready for pictures, ready to go. Easy to do, slam bam, thank you ma'am. You've got all the words, and because you've got all the different edges, they're just so cute. This is by Claire, and she did a rock star job. All she did was punch 2 holes, tie some ribbon, and you've made yourself a darling mini album. Then we have Doris. And Doris has got You're Invited. Let's Party. You're Invited. This is by Doris. So You're Invited and Let's Party. And it's got all the time, the room for the day and the time. Very cute. This is Doris. Then Doris just made, I think this is Doris. I'm hoping this is Doris. Then Doris just made a beautiful card. Remember, you don't have to do the sliders all the time. These dies were meant to be purposeful, to be useful, so that you can use them again and again and again for so many different things. And this is on a 5x7 card. This is on a 5x7 card. So we've got Doris there. And then Doris did a layout. Doris did a layout. Her daughter graduated from Carnegie Mellon, and she put it right in the middle with the pictures on, and then it slides right back in, and then it slides right back out. And this is Doris and her layout. And that is so thinking out of the box. From Carnegie Mellon. Congratulations, Katie. Job well done. I remember when Doris took her, when they took her to drop her off there. Oh my goodness, it's hard to believe that much time has gone by. Then we have Elena. Now Elena did all of the storyboards already, but then she had so much fun with these. So the hello is a die. You've got the layering pieces and in and out. So that's Elena. Then Elena did happy birthday. And she took greeting cards. No, actually these were out of the coloring book. This was out of the foil coloring book. And she put that together. the girls really had a good time playing with these because there's so much you can do. But then Elena just made simple thank you cards. This one's got the stars and thank you. This one has got some of the flower label set and thank you. This one has got the roses with the ticket edge and thank you. So all three done with three different of the dies. Beautiful though, and simple and easy and done. But then Elena rocked it. The best wishes is she made an actual jean pocket using the die. Yes, it is using, it's using the pocket shape. She just cut it and she edged it, and Elena did an amazing job here. This was rockstar. Oh, it's using this one. So it's using this set right here. So she took and she cut it out and she made it a jean pocket. This is Elena, and it just blew my mind. I loved it. Then we have Sharon. Sharon put money in hers. I don't know if I'm going to give her the money back. But Sharon put money in hers. Super cute. Great for graduation. And then Sharon also did just a beautiful card. Just a beautiful card. This is Sharon. And then we have Kathy. Now Kathy she also went above and beyond. Here you've got the happy birthday, and she used my glimmer sheets, but wait for it. She put a shaker in there. She used my super thin foam, my 2 mil foam, to get a shaker in there. This is Kathy, and she's got one side as a shaker card. That is a surprise. This is Kathy. Then Kathy also did a layout. And again, Kathy went above and beyond. There's no question about it. She did a slider that has also got a folio built right in. So she's got a folio of pictures built in to her slider. That's pretty awesome, wouldn't you say? Water fun. And what a way to get even more pictures in. What a way to get more pictures in. This was just great. Kathy, awesome. Really awesome job. The girls are truly amazing. Then we have Michelle. And Michelle used the Simply Defined suede paper and just made a beautiful card. Just a beautiful card. But then she also did her slider. Put a picture on each, I mean, there's just so much you can do with it. So this is Michelle. We have Yvette. And again, Yvette made just a beautiful card. Nothing to do with the slider card at all. But then she also made for someone special. And this is Yvette. Now you need to be sure that everything is glued down really good, because you don't want any pieces that are lifting, because they'll catch on to each other. So you want to make sure that they're all glued down really, really good. That's Yvette. And last but not least, we have Belinda. And here's Belinda's birthday card. Let's celebrate and surprise. Oh, I've got it stuck on something. There we go. Look, there we go. She must have something slightly high because it's stuck. But it's super cute. This is Belinda. And the last, oh, and now it slides in easy peasy. Wouldn't you know it? The last thing Belinda did, she thought that these dies were very unique. I don't know if I can get the whole banner in here. So she spelled out the word unique, and she used the pocket die to do, there we go. She used the pocket die to do this piece. She used the labels to do it. She added the butterflies. She just made a cute, darling banner, and it spells unique because she thought these dies were really very unique. So this is Belinda. All right, you guys. So where are you gonna find all of these amazing products? Well, you're gonna find them at Scrapbooking Made Simple. And hopefully they make your heart as happy as they make mine. See, this got to get glued down really good. That way it doesn't flip back. Yeah, see, that's flipping back. Hopefully it makes your heart as happy as it makes mine. And that you love them every bit as much as we love them. All right, I'm going to tilt on up. I'm going to say, woo, hello. Okay, back. I'm going to say, all right, you guys, it's me, Stacey, Scrapbooking Made Simple. You're going to get all of this at scrapbookingmadesimple.com under the YouTube Yummy category. The YouTube Yummy category goes through about between 3 and 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time Friday afternoon. Then we take it down because it's time to get ready for the next YouTube. These are Simply Refined dies. They are mine. They are only found at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and when they're gone, they're gone. So if you saw something you like, don't hesitate, because there's nothing worse than when we get a phone call saying, I just waited too long and then it's gone. Do you have any of them left? And most often the answer is no. So I hope you love my slide on over collection, and I will see you next week. Bye, everybody.